This right here is a $39 Android gaming tablet. Yes, it's actually that cheap. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you the story of how I found it deep in my closet, how I fixed it up, and how I can now play Call of Duty Mobile with pretty much no lag whatsoever. I apologize for a bit of a delay in uploads. For the past week, I had my family over for Thanksgiving, and I honestly just wanted to spend some time with them because I don't see them very often. But hey, guess what? Thanksgiving's over, it's back to the grind now, and here we are with another video. Hope you enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and with that being said, let's get into this. So, this story takes us back a couple of weeks ago on a cold November's morning. I woke up late, and I was, honestly, procrastinating. I was not making a YouTube video. I was playing Forza Horizon 5, as a matter of fact. The game just came out, and I was super excited to play it. I was playing it for hours the night before, and I was playing it in the morning, and then eventually I decided, you know what? I'm going to actually clean out some of my drawers in my closet and stuff like that. Because, to be honest, it's gotten pretty messy, and there's probably some things that I've left in there that I completely forgot about. So I started cleaning out my drawers and my closets, and deep in the very back of my closet, hidden behind a box, I found this thing. This is the NVIDIA Shield K1 tablet, and this is very sentimental to me because this was actually my very first Android device, period. My very first Android gaming device, and my very first videos that I made with an Android device were with this thing. Now, I started my YouTube channel with an iPhone. I had an iPhone 5S, this little thing right here. This is what I started my YouTube channel with. This thing took me to 1 million subscribers. But eventually, when games started to release updates on Android earlier, I got this thing, the NVIDIA Shield K1 tablet. And it was a couple $100s back in the day in 2015 when I first bought it. But over the years, this thing has gone down in price a ton. I mean, it makes sense. The thing is 6 years old. And if you go on eBay right now, you can find these things selling pre-owned for as low as $39, sometimes even lower than that. So, I found this thing. The display wasn't working. I had to do some fiddling around and cleaning out the little place where you charge in the device because it was just not working. And then I eventually got it to work. And lo and behold, it actually worked. It started up. Now, obviously, I had all the same stuff that I had from 2015. This thing, keep in mind, only has 2 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of storage. It is not a lot. It's a very, very basic budget Android gaming device. And this thing was completely maxed out. It has the ability to put a micro SD card in the slot, and you can expand your storage, I think, up to 128 gigabytes based off of whatever this thing is capable of the time. So what I had to do was completely wipe the thing. I reset all settings. I got this thing right back to the beginning where it first started up, where there was nothing on it, and that way I could start with a clean slate. I uninstalled all of those extra apps that NVIDIA liked to put on their tablet just as like little ads and stuff like that, like Candy Crush and other stuff like that. I didn't want that. I got rid of those things, and then I actually finally downloaded Call of Duty Mobile. Now, unfortunately, for Call of Duty Mobile, it was not an easy task. I tried downloading it, and like 6 times in a row, it just said download failed. It did not work at all. All right, I think it was probably because it was only at 2 gigabytes of RAM. It just wasn't capable of even running the Google Play Store and downloading this thing. But finally, I got this thing to work, all right? I got it to download fully. I opened it up, and it was not good. It was so laggy. I was getting like 10 frames per second, and it took so long to even get to the screen where you can log in with the Call of Duty accounts. Now, I actually decided to create a new account because I am not going to try and log into my main accounts. I have no idea how it's going to react with that, and it might even just ban me. I don't know. Maybe it's going to say that you're running too old of a device, it's going to think something is sketchy, and it's just going to ban you. So I didn't want to risk that, right? So what I did was I actually created a new account, and I finally got through that tutorial. It was rough because it didn't have the right settings on. It was only at like 10 frames per second. It was just not a fun time. But eventually, I finally got through that tutorial, that first preliminary match you do when you first start playing Call of Duty Mobile, and I got the settings to work. I literally turned everything off, but honestly, you couldn't even turn on medium graphics. It was just default set at low, all right? So I had the lowest graphics. I had all those shadows and other effects turned off to the lowest it could possibly be, and then I turned my frame rate up at as high as it could go. It can't go very high, right? 30 frames per second. That's what this device is capable of because it only came out in 2015. But after I turned off all of those settings, I had everything to the absolute lowest it could possibly be, and I had my frame rate turned on. When I finally went into matches, it actually worked. Now, the cool thing about the NVIDIA Shield K1 tablet is you can buy alternative things that kind of pair very well with the device. One of them is this. This is a controller, and back in the day, it literally was called the most advanced tablet controller, period. Like, there was no other controller for any tablet or phone that was better than this thing. Now, I tried to pair this thing up with my device, and it seemed like it was gonna work, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, when this thing is paired with the tablets, it just won't load up COD Mobile properly. Like, I tried for like 2 hours straight. It was very annoying. That's also why this video took so long to make. I tried so hard to get this thing paired up, but I think it's too old, and I don't think this thing is capable with Call of Duty Mobile anymore. And honestly, if you're trying to have this thing connect via Bluetooth to your device, that's going to take the power away from the game. You try to connect a controller with Bluetooth, your phone's going to have to divert some of that RAM to the Bluetooth, and if you only have 2 gigabytes of RAM, that's not a lot to begin with, right? So you need to have everything focused entirely on the game, and that's why I decided to not use this controller. I'm actually going to be using touchscreen, which is all right. It's a tablet. It's fine. I could probably even use 4-finger claw if I wanted to. I didn't download all of those HD resources. I kept the graphics as low as it could possibly get, and as you guys are seeing right here, it's actually pretty good. I mean, there are occasional spikes where the lag does dip down a little bit, but overall, you can get a pretty good experience, and it's just insane that you can get this on a tablet that's only $39. Now, obviously, this is not something that you're going to want to use for like competitions or if you're trying to grind ranked or something like that. But for the sake of this video, it actually shows that you can play Call of Duty Mobile on a 2 gigabyte RAM device. Only 2 gigabytes of RAM. I get a lot of comments from people saying, dude, my game doesn't work with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Well, guess what? Mine does. So you have to have everything cleared out. You want to have your cache cleared out, your RAM running all of its power on that game, period. And it should run at least somewhat okay. Now, I turned all of my settings down. I turned my FPS as high as it could go. And hey, I mean, you guys saw what my settings were. You saw some of my other stuff. I think another big thing that people try to do is they try to run a screen recorder when they only have 2 gigabytes of RAM. I did not screen record. I'm actually, as you guys can see, showing you guys a Handcam gameplay. Because if I tried to run a screen recorder as well as playing an intensive game like Call of Duty Mobile, that would not work. It would not work very well, and it would probably lag like 10 times more. But hey, you know what? Enough talking about this. Let's actually just briefly go over some of the specs of this thing. As you guys can see, it's an 8-inch display. It's only 1080p. It has, I believe, a 30 hertz refresh rate, though I can't find any information about it. Might be 60, but I would probably say it's a 30 hertz refresh rate. This thing was released all the way back in November 2015, and then obviously, as you can see on GSM Arena's websites, it is discontinued. It's not been a thing for many years. The speakers are actually okay. For something that's only $39 and was released all the way back 6 years ago, they're not actually that bad. There are phones that are coming out right now in 2021 that have worse speakers than this thing, and they really actually geared the speakers to be pretty good, considering it is really a gaming tablet, or at least it was back in the day. And I think the funniest thing is it actually has 2 cameras, believe it or not. It has a selfie camera and a camera on the back, and they're 5 megapixels. They're not going to be winning any awards here, all right? But the fact that it actually has cameras is pretty impressive. And it has a 66.6% screen-to-body ratio. That's really one of the biggest differences between this tablet and newer tablets and phones and stuff like that. It has massive bezels on the top, bottom, and sides. It definitely feels like it's a little bit older than some of the devices that are coming out right now. But in all honesty, when I really look at it, and I'm sure you guys as well, when you really look at it on the video, it doesn't look that old. Like, it doesn't look like it's one of those primitive Android gaming tablets. Like, it looks like it could have come out in the last couple of years, you know, as a budget tablet. And it seems like it could do pretty well. Now, obviously, when you turn it on and you see that it runs Android 6.0, that's when you know it's kind of old. Because, like, what do we have now? Android 12 is coming out, I think, or it might have already come out. I don't really know. I haven't really followed too much about it. But, yeah, Android 6 versus Android 12. huge difference when you actually compare the two different things. But in all honesty, I mean, based off of my experience, when I started playing Call of Duty Mobile, I was very impressed, okay? Some things don't work too well. Some things don't render properly. But the fact of the matter is, most of the time, you can get pretty close to 30 frames per second. I can actually win matches using this thing. And for $39, I mean, come on. That's a bargain. That is a steal. And I hope you guys agree as well. I seriously don't think there's going to be anything out there that can run COD Mobile that's cheaper than this. I mean, seriously, you guys can enlighten me and let me know down below in the comments if there is anything, because I would actually love to buy it and then try it out for a YouTube video. Maybe you guys would like to see that. But, hey, let me know. And I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. I just wanted to tell you the story of how I found this thing, fixed it up, and how I can now play Call of Duty Mobile. Maybe you'll see another video in the future where I actually play using this thing. You never really know. I mean, it actually runs well enough to where I could make a video in the future using it. So, hey, stay tuned for that. But, hey, we're out of time, so please leave a like if you did enjoy this video and subscribe to my channel down below for more Call of Duty Mobile content. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you all in the next episode.